The Adventures of Tim the Time Traveler. Once upon a time, in a small, quiet town, lived a young boy named Tim. Tim was not an ordinary boy, he was a time traveler. He had discovered an ancient magical watch that allowed him to travel through time whenever he turned its dial. Excited by the endless possibilities, Tim decided to go on an adventure every Saturday. One sunny Saturday morning, Tim decided to visit the time of the dinosaurs. With a twist of the watch's dial, he found himself standing in a lush, prehistoric jungle. The air was warm and filled with the sounds of chirping birds and distant roars. Tim carefully walked through the dense foliage, his eyes wide with wonder. Suddenly, Tim heard a loud rustling in the bushes. Out popped a baby triceratops, looking as surprised as Tim. The baby dinosaur, which Tim named Trixie, was friendly and playful. They quickly became friends and spent the day exploring the jungle together.
Trixie showed Tim how to find delicious berries and even let him ride on her back. As the sun began to set, Tim knew it was time to return home. He promised Trixie he would visit again and, with a heavy heart, turned the dial on his watch. In the blink of an eye, he was back in his room. The familiar sounds of modern life surrounding him. The next Saturday, Tim decided to travel to the future. He turned the dial on his watch and found himself in a dazzling city filled with flying cars, towering skyscrapers, and robots. People were dressed in shiny, futuristic clothing and communicated through holograms. Tim was amazed by how advanced everything was. As he wandered through the city, Tim met a friendly robot named Zeta. Zeta showed Tim around, taking him to a floating park, a virtual reality arcade, and even a cafe where robots served delicious futuristic food. Tim and Zeta talked about the differences between their times, and Tim learned about all the incredible technological advancements that had been made. Eventually, it was time for Tim to return home. He thanked Zeta for the wonderful day and promised to visit again. With a twist of his watch's dial, he was back in his room, his mind buzzing with all the amazing things he had seen. Over the next few weeks, Tim traveled to many different times. He visited ancient Egypt and helped build a pyramid, sailed with pirates in the Caribbean, and even met famous inventors like Leonardo da Vinci and Thomas Edison. Each adventure taught him something new, and his love for learning grew with each trip. Tim's time-traveling adventures made him realize that no matter where or when you are, there's always something fascinating to discover. He decided to share his stories with his friends and family, inspiring them to explore the world around them and learn new things. And so, Tim the Time Traveler continued his adventures, always eager for the next Saturday and the new wonders it would bring. His magical watch had opened up a world of endless possibilities, and he couldn't wait to see where it would take him next.
Prehistoric, relating to the time before written history. Foliage, plant leaves collectively. Holograms, three-dimensional images created by light beams. Virtual reality, a simulated experience that can be similar to or completely different from the real world. Technological advancements, improvements and innovations in technology. Ancient Egypt, a civilization of ancient northeastern Africa, concentrated along the lower reaches of the Nile River. Fascinating, extremely interesting. Discover, find something or someone unexpectedly or during a search.